Hey, what's up everybody? Jack of Many Trades back here again with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite products to ever come out, which is the Neural DSP Quad Cortex. If you guys are familiar with the company, with the brand, with the device, you guys may have seen that the new Neural Cor OS 2.0.0 just came out last week. And so I'm going to be walking you guys through some of these things, taking a look at it, and we will see all of the new features, how the things work, and yeah, let's get straight into it. Alright, so as you guys can see here, I'm using my Fender Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. This is a little bit of a different guitar than you guys may be used to, since this is sort of an acoustic-electric hybrid, but it's what I've got here, so we're going to be using it. Alright, so here we are on the Quad Cortex running the brand new firmware, which is Cor OS 2.0, and we have ourselves a blank preset, so let's start throwing some things on. So, as we've had for a little bit now, you can press and hold on the input button, and we can turn on our gain reduction here. So this is basically just sort of like a gate, basically. So if you don't want to include a gate block, you can use this, but generally I do like having the gate block. It's just that now you have this option as well. But let's go through here and let's pick one of the new amplifiers. So let's go with John's 2C channel 3. Let's also throw on a new IR loader block. So we'll go dual stereo, and let's choose an IR. So I had found this one from online, so we'll go with that. And let's see what we're sounding like right now. I am using the Fender Acoustasonic Jazzmaster again, so this is a little bit of a different guitar than you may be used to, so just keep that in mind. This is just the standard humbucker clean sound. So that's sounding pretty good so far, but let's take it a little bit further and go ahead and add on some of my favorite types of effects. So we'll start off with a regular room reverb here, throw that on, and then we're going to go ahead and add in a ping pong delay, so that way we get a little bit of more space for a sound. And then we're going to go ahead and add in a compressor. So we'll go ahead here and choose the VCA comp. All right, so let's see what this is sounding like now. Alright, so, typical sounds that you can get out of the Quad Cortex. Just figured I'd show off some of that, but let's get into some of the new features here. So the first and most notable feature that we should talk about is, of course, the addition of hybrid mode. So all you need to do to start working with hybrid mode is go into here, mode configuration, and let's just go straight ahead and reset it back to the way that it was. So the way that you get your Quad Cortex out of the box is going to be this particular way, which is with preset mode, stomp mode, and scene mode. You can change the order however you like, and that's the way that the Quad Cortex has been ever since its launch. Now, that mode of operation works pretty well for most people in most situations, I think, but something that I've been wanting and a lot of people in the community have been wanting for quite a while is the ability to combine modes. And in the past, we've been able to achieve that using MIDI, basically having a MIDI out signal going into the MIDI in. So you'd basically just connect a MIDI cable to the Quad Cortex itself. And that was a way of basically getting this before they released it officially. It worked, but it was a pain. What's nice is that now we have a very simple way of working with this hybrid mode. All you need to do is just go into the mode configuration, touch and hold on the mode that you'd like to make a hybrid mode, and drag it over the second mode. So as you can see here, we have stomp and scene mode together. Right now, stomp is the top row, this purple row, and scene mode is the bottom yellow row. But if you like it a different way, you can swap the two, and so now we have scene mode on the top and stomp mode on the bottom, which is the way that I prefer to use it. So we can go straight ahead into that. And now, as you can see here, we have scene A being lit up, and if I press here, we have scene B. And so that's a really nice feature. We can now go between scenes very easily, and then down at the bottom here, we have our normal stomp boxes. All right, so we're just gonna save this preset, and we're gonna call it YouTube. And what's nice now is that in your saving sort of operation here, you can choose a preferred instrument if you like. So we'll just say guitar here. And now we can hit save. And so now we have our new saved preset. Speaking of presets, you have all of your original presets that you've created over the years. What's nice is that you can now just continuously swipe between banks, or you can just select a bank from the left-hand side here. And you have 32 banks of A through H for your presets. File structure, I think, is a lot more simple and a lot cleaner than it has been in the past. If you want to edit the name of one of your presets or the metadata behind it, you can go ahead here, click on the three dots next to the name and say edit. You can now change the name or preferred instrument. You also have the option to copy, cut, or delete, or paste in a new block. So if you wanted to duplicate something before you change it, you can do that. You also have, of course, your factory presets. So these are all of the factory presets. Again, just like with my presets, you have 32 blocks here. And so that's pretty cool. And you can also add in a new folder, which they call a set list. So if you are a touring musician and you have, say, 1 or 2 bands that you play with, you can have set lists for each of those bands and presets in each of those folders that you can choose from very quickly here. So that's really, really good to see. What's also nice is that they've redone the cloud syncing system and the presets and all of that. I don't really have anything up there right now, so that's not really showing up for me. But I have done my own neural captures, and they are on the cloud. If you would like to download them, they are here, and they're available to you. So here we have my Carvin BX1600 head. This was a DI signal capture, and so that is there. We also have the Fender Hot Rod DeVille 410 that was used, that was captured using a mic, and we have the red channel of that amplifier, which was again captured using an amplifier. It's sort of a tube amp combo type of thing. And then we have our factory captures, which what's really nice that they've done here is they've added a little scroll on the side so we can go to whatever letter we would like. Makes it very easy to get between your captures. Now, going into my captures, these are all of the things that I've either captured myself or I've downloaded from other people. And for each of these, what's nice is that we can now go in and we can click edit. And so, of course, you can change your name, but what's more important, for me at least, and what's new and interesting, is that we can now say the type of capture. So we'll have a new icon when it's on the grid. So here, this is a bass head, so we'll choose the head icon there. And because it's a bass amplifier, we'll choose bass as the preferred instrument. We can just click save. Showing it again for the clean channel of my Hot Rod DeVille. This is basically a combo type of amplifier, so we'll choose this where it has the amplifier plus a cabinet. And then we'll choose guitar, save that. So now, instead of just seeing a whole bunch of these gray circle icons on your pedal board, you'll now see things that more clearly show you what exactly it is that you are dealing with, which is something that I've wanted for quite a while, because when you're on stage and you're looking down and you're using a preset that has a lot of neural captures in it, it can be kind of difficult for you to actually figure out what exactly each of those is. So another thing that is nice to see is that they've added a global EQ. So if you want to add a global EQ to your preset, you can now do that by just swiping down from the top and selecting the EQ in the top right corner. We'll turn the power on here, and we can set ourselves up with a high pass, and this basically works just like your standard 5-band EQ. You can also change your impedance, ground lift, all of that stuff that we've had for quite a while, so that is nice. So let's see what this is sounding like now. And let's go back to a preset that I've created a while ago. So here on this preset, we'll hear what it sounds like. And so this preset is actually using a legacy version of one of the amplifiers, which is the Soldano SLO 100. So as you can see here, we have the Solo 100 lead, and it has in parentheses legacy. So what this means is that now with this new version of Cor OS, you're able to have older versions of amplifiers. So if you like the way that an amplifier sounds and Neural updates it, you can actually keep the original version of your amplifier. And so if they make changes and you don't like them, you still have the original, which is really, really cool. So we can do that, and now here we are on the new version of the Soldano SLO 100, which sounds like this. So that is the version control that they've added, which is cool, and we can go here and we can actually change back to the legacy version. So if you would like to do that, you can see here we have legacy. So that's a nice thing that they've added. So here's another thing that's added is we now have the ability to change our tempo based on scene if we would like. So you can see here we have scene tempo. And so now we can set the tempo for this scene. So let's just say 100. And now let's switch over to scene B. And now we can say that this scene is going to be 155. The tempo is a little bit slower here on scene A, and now on scene B we can see that the tempo speeds up. So that's something that's pretty cool, and it may be useful for some of you guys who are working with more complex music where you're changing tempos a lot. You can now change your tempo using your scene selection, so that's very, very neat. Going into the settings here, what they've also added is the ability for you to have multiple cloud backups. So before you could only save one cloud backup of your device, which basically meant that every time that you backed up, you deleted your old backup, so you couldn't restore it back to a previous version or anything like that. What's nice is that now here we are able to actually store a bunch of backups. So you have up to 5. And so you can add a new cloud backup, or you can delete your old backup or download it, whatever exactly it is that you would want to do. You can do that now. And that's something that I feel like should have been in from day one, but it's nice that they've added it now. Alright, and so that is pretty much what I wanted to show you guys as far as Cor OS 2.0 is concerned right now. There's a whole lot of extra stuff for you guys to explore. There's tons of new amps, tons of new pedals, updates to amps, updates to pedals, and there's some other I/O stuff if you want to get really in depth with it. But I just wanted to give you guys a really quick overview, show you what's new, and hopefully you guys found this to be helpful. So if you did, please feel free to drop a like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video.